Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay. We're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And we're underway from the bank. Returnable from the 1. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
No, we changed it.
Now Jackson off the play action. It is Cup left side. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. It's a gain of 4. And that's good for a Ravens first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Go.
Here's Henry running left. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Brought down by Trey Hendrickson. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Buying some time right. He's on the move. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stop made by Sam Hubbard.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Pistol snap to Jackson. Bails out of the pocket quick. He connects downfield on 4. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down, here's Lamar. Henry on the catch. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the gun, a run for Henry. He finds space into the red zone. And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens finish up an excellent opening series. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Love this. Tight end getting the run. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. 7-0 is our score. Back to the bank in just a moment.
Here we go.
Time for our second quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They have 2nd down behind the sticks. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
12. Back.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll be touchdown after a big play.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
11 mighty. 11 MT. 11 Thomas. God.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals finish off their opening drive. Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Needed a little more to reach the landing zone, so give him the ball at the 40-yard line. So hopefully he's able to find the landing zone next time. His first kickoff gives him some great field position here. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Lamar off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Play action now with Jackson. This is caught by Isaiah Likely. And they make the tackle at the 38. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Ravens driving for a score and a halftime lead. New set of downs for him at the 38.
Yo. 180.
Give to Henry on the inside handoff. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. It was Geno Stone up there to make that play.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Remain Pratt with the play defensively. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down. Lamar now from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get some late points and the lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set. First and 10.
12, 11, 11, 11, 11. Here we go, here we go.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
11 MT tape. 11 MT tape.
Burrow setting up the play action. Fits it through the middle. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Here we go.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got first and 10 inside the red zone. They'll try it right with Brown. And this is down to the 5-yard line before they can stop it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Offense up to the line fast. They'll run again with Brown. Call it a gain of 2, and now it's going to be third down and 1.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Third and a lone yard coming up.
Let's get set.
Burrow from the gun. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals earn the chance to tie it before halftime. T. Higgins the touchdown. Going after up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals tie things up at 14. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. This one doesn't make the landing zone, so this drive's going to start at the 40. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. One final shot before halftime. Taking a deep shot here. And a man is there to knock that away. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
11. Stop.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he's brought down for a loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
11 coming. Stop.
Here's Brown again. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And they had that one contained right at the line. Justin Matabike making that stop. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
11.
2nd and 10 now. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
From the gun, a give to Brown. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
1-1.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you,
Here we go.
if you average over 5 yards a run,
11,
you could be a Pro Bowler.
11. Stop.
From the 47. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page.
11.
The 2 were right there,
Here we go.
and it netted some positive yards.
12. 12. Stop.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
Here we go. 12. Stop.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. This one taken in by Chase. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. It's still a tie ball game, 14 points apiece as we get ready for the 4th. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
12. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11. 11 mighty. 11 MT. 11 MT. Dot.
Handoff headed left to Brown. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down.
On 2, ready? Let's get set.
Now a give. It's Brown headed right. He's got the first with room to go inside the 20. And he's finally brought down at the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
So all he needed to see right there before the snap. Defense way overcommitted. To stop in the quick pass, became really easy to hand it off and watch that running back do the rest.
On 1, ready?
Could take the lead with a field goal, Brock, but thinking touchdown here as they get set up 1st and goal.
11. Dot.
A give left side to Brown. Crosses the goal line for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals take a 4th quarter lead. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Hardy on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw. Forced out to his right. Now here he goes. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. A give right side to Henry. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
He's on the move. He can run it. Fought off the tackle, but he lost the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. First and 10, ball set up at the 48.
11 MT, Tate. Here we go.
Brown on the inside give. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They're set up at the 35 now. Going to the ground again on 1st. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now.
Gun. Cut.
They've got a man in motion.
Cut.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's short of the first after a mile gain. Timeout taken by the defense. They're second. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution,
Here we go.
that's pretty well done too. Creating the space for a solid pickup.
On the move into the red zone. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
That one right down the middle. And the Bengals double their lead to 14.
Kevin McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 14. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot. Ready, sit hot.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He finds Aguilar. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Down 2 scores, no timeouts remaining. Long odds ahead of them. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Jordan Battle with the INT. Oh boy. They cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and 2 very different tones and tenors on these 2 sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
Now with the play clock low, Zach Taylor hurriedly calls a timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Okay, the wide receiver is going to get it to begin the drive.
You know, for pitchers, you hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
11 MT. Cut.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it.
Gotta go.
Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line.
11 MT. Cut.
3rd and long. Here's Burrow. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Nate Wiggins has got it. And the Ravens are going to be set up in goal to go after a great return down inside the 10.
And what a huge bonus on top of the takeaway. Not only did you steal the possession, but you immediately, Kate, flip this field and give your teammates a golden opportunity to punch it in for 6. And if they score quickly, well, it'll put that opposing offense right back out there, still reeling from that interception.
All right, one more snap to play here. One final shot here. And it's caught for the touchdown. No time left, so a positive note at the very end in this loss. The Ravens pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. So 6 points at the buzzer, Brock, but 0 effect on our final outcome.
Yeah, I get that, but I'll tell you what, that'll be one of the first plays they watch in the film room this coming week. Like you said, they lose whether that's scored or not, but Coach will always emphasize effort on the field. And reaching that end zone to end an already decided game, that is effort with a capital E.
He has it. And he reaches the end zone, so the 2-point conversion will cut the lead down to 6. So the Bengals take this one on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the